What up, fam squad? It's your boy, Big Dick Blendy. Boy, I don't fucking know. Listen, I just wanted to talk. It's time to talk about this game, beautiful game being played in the background right now, Titanfall 2. The campaign mainly and also partly the multiplayer, even though I've only played an hour of the multiplayer. Played 2 hours of the campaign. Got some things to say, just figured I'd want to talk about it. Let you guys watch the background here. First off, look how beautiful this game is, okay? It's a beautiful game. This was meant to be played in a beautiful way. Like, they worked so hard to make this game. I can tell they put a lot of effort into this game because it looks good, it plays well, it's smooth. I mean, I was so surprised. Like, I was even saying in the beginning of the stream, I'm like, I really hope I'm able to stream this game because I know this game is really high-end. And the fact that it's so high-end, yet it's still able to be played that well, it just blows my mind. But beautiful game. That's what I want to say. So I just want to talk a little bit about what I played through, what I think about the game. So one of the first things, just the story-wise, I really like the story. You kind of walk through a simulation of what is happening in the background. It's kind of a cool introduction. That's what you're being shown through the Titan. When you get into the Titan, it's just it's like a picture of what the Titan sees. It's not what you're seeing the world through the Titan's eyes, basically, which is really cool. I really like that. I also like how during the game you're interacting with this Titan, and it's not like just I'm just in this Titan's body and that's about it. Like, there's interaction. There's like user, like, I can hear you, like, what was it, BB8 or something? I haven't played enough of the game to remember the Titan's name, but there's interaction between, I think it's Cooper. Cooper is the guy that we're playing as, and BB1 or BB8, something like that. Like, there's interaction. Like, there's not just like it's just a robot that doesn't talk to you. Like, it can understand you. So as you can see in the background, Titanfall 2 seems to take place in a futuristic, post-apocalyptic world. So it's interesting to think about that. Not as much as Metro. I've seen the Metro games, but it's more like a bad. There's like an evil side with Titans also, and there's like good side. I also like how it's very Borderlands-ish, as there's these, like, if you're into the games that have like the big boss battles, this is not the game for you. Like, these are just like, they're like, you have like the small little enemies that you have to kill, and you have the main enemies that are a little bit tougher to kill, which I kind of like. That it's like, it's not it's balanced, yet it's not impossible to beat these people. And I feel like regular difficulty is like the perfect difficulty. But if you want a challenge, you can definitely go into, like, I don't know, the like veteran or extra or whatever the other ones are. What else would I want to talk about? The fact that they have all these different guns. Like, it's there, and it doesn't feel like it's just a random assault rifle from like call it like a World War II thing. Like, these are like futuristic guns. They have like Halo-esque, like, showing how much ammo you have left on the gun. With their like lasers and stuff, so that's kind of cool. The movement in the game is really cool as well. You got double jumps, like the fact that you can go invisible too. And I'm sure as I go on, you upgrade them as the game progresses. You get more and more things. What's also awesome is as you're playing the game, you get like upgrades for your Titan itself. So if you wanted to, like, as I was playing the game, it's just when you get into the Titan and you like experience your, like, you see the screen lift up from this like floor camera of like a normal human being to being raised up to this like all the way high up camera. It blows my mind. It was awesome to be able to, like, you could see my reactions too if you're having to be watching the background, if I happen to pull up the clip. So I'm going to switch over to this next section, which is where basically you Well, there was a section where BBA you get separated from your Titan, and you have to find your way back to it, which is kind of cool. That they don't just have you just you're in the OP Titan the entire time. No, you got somebody steals your Titan. Now you got to go find them. Like it's like puzzle-esque, and then they have these moving platforms that you had to get through and that kind of stuff. I think my favorite part of that game though, so far was when you I was walking into this kind of, it looked like somewhat of like an airplane hangar, and you have all these like people that you like, oh yeah, I'm gonna have to kill them eventually, and then you move in and you're like, oh my god, there's like you had like up for where I am up to now in the story, I've had five different Titans I've cycled through. I think it's 4 or 5. I think it's 4 actually, and I think there's like 10 different Titans you can cycle through, like abilities you can cycle through. And I get to this Titan, right, and I pick it up, and it goes, it's a flame ability. I'm like, what? So a lot of these, when you pick up these Titan abilities, whatever, like the new Titan forms, I guess, you have to experiment and go, okay, what does this one do? And then you kind of like you push all the buttons. You go like, okay, what does G do? What does B do? Like what all the buttons do? And so you're all doing all this experimenting, and you see what happens. And as I went to push the button, I pushed the button, and my Titan jumped up, slammed down, and there was like a flame path that flew right in front of me. I'm like, what? What? That was insane. And so you get this Titan I think after you defeat one of the small little bosses. And so it was really cool to like see this flame path. It's like, what? This blows my mind. Like, this is insane. Like, this is absolutely insane. Like, the fact that the fact that they put all these little things and little, like, each Titan is different. Like, they didn't make it so there was like, oh, you start with this Titan, whatever you have for this Titan, that's what you get. No, there's all these different things, different abilities, and all these like other things. Oh, it's so interesting, so interesting. And then as you like go, he's got like a flame shield, which like deflects bullets. You have another you have different shields, and as you play, it kind of shows you like, oh, you can push this button, and then if you do that, then it'll throw like a grenade that makes like a shock like shield around like somewhere. Or if you push this button, like it gives you like, because sometimes you'll just sit there and you're like, oh, I don't know what these do, so I'm not gonna push them, and then you go, okay. The game goes, oh, you're not going to push them? Like, I'll tell you what they do. Like, here you go. You want to know what this does? Here, I'll show you. I'll show you exactly what this does. It's going to blow your mind, okay? But I love how that it does that, because I'm definitely someone that does the experiment thing. Like, okay, I'm going to push every button and see what happens, just for the fun of it. But it's cool that you can push a button, but if you hold it, it does a different thing. Like, if you one of the buttons I think is F. So if you press F, it'll no, I think it's G. So if you press G, it'll shoot one rocket. But if you hold G, it'll lock onto all these targets and fire rockets at them. It's like, what? Like, I didn't know that could even be a thing. Like that. It's just, as you play on, it gets better and better. Honestly, it's really cool. I think one thing I would have rather had was for the story mode. I would have rather, in the beginning, this is going to be a little bit of a spoiler for people who haven't played the game, but for the person that kind of does it, you start off in the beginning, you go through the tutorial with this person, and he's like a simulation in like the tutorial, but then he comes back and he's like a real life character. So spoiler alert, if you want to turn mute on this video for like the next 10 seconds, I'm going to do a countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, he dies like within like 20 minutes. So like, okay, I would have liked to see some story for this character, but okay, I guess he's dead now. Hello, I'm glad you're back. I hope you if you did mute that part, I hope you play the game. It's really cool. I really recommend it. I've only played 2 hours, and I've already recommended you playing the campaign. Even if you did hear that spoiler, I want you to still play the campaign because it's really well done. I think it's really awesome. You can, like, some enemies you can hack, sometimes some of them you can't, and it's not like you can just go over, like, you have the ability to punch an enemy, but it's not like you can just go over and just punch whatever enemies you want. Like, it's balanced. Like, at some points I'd get into like a group of like 3 or 4 enemies, and I try to punch all of them, and then they're like, no, I'm right here, I can just punch you right now, and then I die. Like, why would, and then at the point I'm like, well, that's dumb, I can't believe I died. Well, if you run over to enemies, you don't expect to just one punch them. Like, it just makes sense. And some of the enemies you can't even one punch. What I like too is you don't have to be in your Titan the entire time. When you have your Titan with you, you can have him follow you. You can help him do like defense on, and he acts as like if like another player has joined your game, like you're playing with a friend, and this friend has the same ability as you are, and they're doing the shooting too. So if you have like multiple enemies, you're like, oh, I don't want to shoot all these with a Titan. Maybe I'll have him do some of the work too. So you can fight the little ground enemies. Maybe the Titan can fight the bigger enemies. It's cool. I really like that kind of concept. But so this has been my 11-minute and 25-second rant about Titanfall 2. If you haven't watched the video, it's on my second channel, the full playthrough. I will be uploading the edited part of me playing through the game if you want to see that on the main channel. But if you are impatient and you're like, oh, I don't care, I'll watch the entire thing, go ahead and check it out on my second channel on Lord Pick Steve 2. So thank you for watching, thank you for listening. This is Lord Pick Steve. It's been 12 minutes long already, and I will see you guys in the next video where I talk about things. So thank you for watching, and bye.